So welcome to our Sacred House transmission, this All Hallows Eve. Thank you for joining me tonight. I know there's a lot going on Halloween, but I am grateful you are here to receive this teachings. So the sacred houses were downloads given to me of ways to come to connect with the sacred teachings that are all over our world, right? Things like connecting to your inner child, shadow work, belief work, working with the land, right? But dividing them in a way that we could connect to the energy of them as well and understand, instead of just like individual pieces, how they all work together. Now, there are 5 of these houses. You have Earth Song, you have House Heartlight, House Firemind, Soul Space, and Night Star. Now, these houses do all work together, but their ascended aspects join together a handful of times during the year. And they're all different energies. Tonight is one of those beautiful sacred portals where 2 houses, House Night Star and House Soul Space, join together, and we can connect into the ascended energy and receive the transmission of those 2 houses in union. So House Night Star looks at what it deals with shadow work, right? It deals with what may be unseen predominantly, and how Soul Space really deals with more of the energy, the metaphysical, right? The spirits. So pairing them together tonight on All Hallows, which is all over the world, a very sacred time where we remember those who have gone before, but even more importantly, we remember who we are, right? In remembering our ancestors. I read a beautiful quote today that was saying, not knowing your roots, not honoring your roots is like a leaf not remembering that it came from a tree. So even if you don't know who your family is, maybe you are adopted, maybe you have lost track of your family, it happens a lot. You can still connect in and begin that relationship of understanding and remembering your roots and the wisdom that's there. So tonight, we are going to, not for a long time, but we're going to connect into those sacred houses in this portal and receive the wisdom that we need at this moment from this sacred rooting portal. Right? 8-8 was a sacred ascension portal. This portal is much more below the surface. Okay. So there will be energetic work here tonight. So if this is new for you, get comfortable, get into a comfortable position. Okay. Make sure that you are relaxed. You're not driving anything, right? Ideally, if you know you're energy sensitive. And that way you can also sink in. Okay. So, as always, if you know me, we ask permissions before we begin, but as the veils are thin, which means that spirit and energy can move a lot easier tonight, we're going to really make sure we are very clear about this work we're doing, and we're going to clear the space, okay? So tonight, we come in sacred humility to ask permissions, bringing awareness to your very feet tonight, the connection of the soles of your feet to the very land you sit on today. We ask permissions of the sacred land we are in relationship with today. I ask permissions of the land once called Pentucket and its energy on this All Hallows. And we ask permissions of the beloved stewards of this sacred land who have come before us. Asking permissions of the Pentuck, the Pawtuck, the Wabanaki Confederacy. And even if you don't know the stewards of the land you're on today, we ask permissions, just setting your mind to ask those permissions today. It is always good, especially when the veils are thin, to make sure you've asked permissions. I normally activate our web grid, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm hearing that's not where we're going to go. So I'm going to listen, as these sacred portals always have their own ideas of what needs to happen. So instead, I want you to connect to yourself. I'm actually going to share something that I normally only share with for those who join me in my Rooted to Rise containers. So bring your hands over your heart. We're going to connect in to what I call your sacred council instead tonight, okay? So instead of calling in your web grid, we're going to go within for this portal instead of without. We ask permissions and ask to connect to our ascended inner child now. We ask permissions and ask to connect to our ascended divine sensual self now. We ask permissions and ask to connect to our sovereign self now. Remembering that this is your sacred Trinity and Council. Do not be afraid of them. They are not from outside of you. They are within you. And they are the ones who are being asked to call forward to do this work and receive this transmission with you tonight. So for most of you listening to this live and on the recording, this will be your first experience meeting your sacred council. Remembering this council is within you. So just pause and let yourself connect into that energy. I call them the great Trinity of your roots. And I'm not going to go too much into them, but I just want you to acknowledge, connect into that energy tonight. Okay? Don't worry about the whys, the whats, the hows. Just allow yourself to feel into that tonight. We now set up our sacred container, making it very clear to all energies, beings, spirits, right? That this is a sacred space and that all those who are not specifically asked for are not welcome here. Repeating that for yourself, making it very clear. Remember, you're a sovereign being. You are allowed to say no. So make it very clear. Now, feeling yourself root deeper and deeper from your feet. Going down through your feet, down through the layers of the ground. Down even deeper to the very core of the earth. The core of all of us here. And feeling your roots connect in, anchoring you so deeply into the very heart of Gaia. Now from here, in that deep rooting, feeling yourself begin to expand upward, rising up as a tree, opening of your crown, feeling it is safe to do so. You are safe. You are rooted and protected by your council and the earth. Now feeling yourself reaching all the way up into beautiful source light, the infinite energy of primal source, the essence of soul space. Connecting in here. Just allowing yourself to feel what that feels like, to be deeply rooted and at the same time expands, that expanded essence. Breathing slowly and deeply from your heart. Now breathing from here, I'm going to begin the transmission. So just staying in this space, staying open, and allow whatever feeling, images, sounds, knowings, anything to come forward for you now. Stay here. I'm just going to move to the other bowls while this is happening. Breathing here. Allowing yourself to come back into your body. Trusting that whatever you needed tonight, you received, known or unknown. Let's ground all of this now in gratitude, grounding this message and this energy into every cell of your being, into your mind, into your energy field, into your very bones and marrow now. Breathing here, we give gratitude. Gratitude to our sacred council and the ascended house Night Star and Ascended House Soul Space and the wisdom and energy they shared with us tonight. We give gratitude to our roots, known and unknown, to our ancestors, to the land and the stewards of this land. Releasing whatever needs to be released tonight for you. Taking one more deep breath in. Coming into your body again, making sure you are rooted here. With the veils thin, it can be very easy to unground. Just really anchoring back into your physical form, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. When you're ready, taking a deep breath in, opening your eyes.